Friday Denver. That was the Fricashinas bringing the heat as always. We love to have them as our theme song. I'm your host, John New York Strip Ekstrom, bringing the beef, and I am joined as always by my co-host Kevin Filet Mignon Batstone and my other co-host Arthur Beef Tartare Rawe. And we are bringing the beef this week because, by popular demand, as Arthur pointed out, we bring the beef on this show. Fellas, how you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. I mean, it's good to let the beef fly a little bit. Now I'm craving that sizzle, a little bit of that butter on there. You know, give me. I like the New York strip, John. I'm gonna have to say, I'm a little jealous that you went ahead and claimed that
I
one.
took it for myself.
I mean, it makes sense. That's the greatest cut. That's my favorite cut, at least.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say the porterhouse is a solid cut because you get some tenderloin and you get some of that other side too. You get a little bit of both.
You get all of it.
That's
Hey
right.
man, I'm cool being the Tartare, Mr. Raw with the beef, baby. And if you don't know what beef is, that is chest hair. That's that manly chest hair. And honestly, I'm feeling a little less manly than my boys in here because I manscaped mine probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or something.
And tell us about that, Robin Williams.
Well, the reason why is because I'm hairy like Robin, and like my whole belly and everything. And I do a lot of swimming at the pool at my apartment complex. So
Are you trying to be more amphibious?
More aerodynamic.
no, I just felt like I needed to show off my sculpt. I'm sculpting.
You're sculpting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, solid work.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? It's November. You can't shave it. And tell us why.
Well, I'll tell you what. No Shave November is back. That's a challenge. I did it last year, but
You didn't, though.
But I was still shaving my neck.
See, here's the deal with No Shave November,
Yeah.
right? Or Movember, as a lot of folks refer to it as. I mean, the principle of it is we're raising awareness for prostate cancer, right? So that's really what it's all about. It's fun, gives guys an opportunity to grow out their beards, not shave it. But the thing is, if you're going to do it, you can't shave the neck. You have to full send all of it. There is no maintenance during November, right? I mean, that's my opinion.
Oh, dude, I don't know about that because my neck beard comes in thick. I'm like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Like, it's just gross. It's all neck beard. The first time I tried to grow a beard was in college, and I come into my college radio station. My buddy Mikey looks at me, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, chin strap?" And I go, "Okay, I got to go home and shave this shit because that's no good. Ain't no one want a chin strap beard, right?"
I think that's where I started, though. I couldn't grow a lot of facial hair when I was young. You know, like I honored the little bit that I had. It kind of looked like a mangy dog, you know.
Honored
Yeah.
a little bit that you had.
I was like, just send it, you know. I was like, this is cool, you know, it's new. But, yeah, No Shave November. I've done it a few times. I'm still on the fence because, I mean, I kind of already had a beard coming into November. Usually, like, you start fresh, you know, you shave it out. But, you know, some folks will take it to another level. They'll go No Shave November, Decem beard, January,
Jesus.
and then Feb you fresh.
That
Now, that's a big commitment.
I didn't see that coming. That was like the dramatic triangle, like rising action, climax. Oh, boom! You hit me with the right cross.
That's right.
I mean, I can't. I have to have some maintenance, all right? Because I have the crease in my neck.
Okay.
And it's there, and that's where hair grows, and I'll break out in like pimples in that area,
okay.
or ingrown hair, like however that works.
Yeah.
It's extremely uncomfortable, but it was fun growing out my beard. I was a breakup beard when I did it, and that thing got beefy.
It was pretty serious.
That was beef, but the beard does kind of influence how we look, right? We can sculpt our face with it. We can hide our double chin. So I feel so fortunate about that.
Who did I hear refer to it as facial hair is like makeup for men? Was that Kylie Bierce on your show? Or like
It
where did
might
I hear
have
that?
been. No, I've heard that too. I don't know who said it, though.
I can't remember who it was, but like it is like makeup for men because you can change it. Unfortunately, if I grow like a Van Dyke, like if I do just this, I look just like Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, he's not cool anymore. Like, that's not a good look.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin would be, you know.
Well, yeah, but I'd have to shave the shit, too.
Yeah, that's a big commitment.
This is super red. I look like a diddler when I just have this. It's like, hey, come into my van. I got promises of candy and funny stories. Like, and it's like
Smarties.
Yeah, no.
See, that's how I feel about just mustaches, though. That if you're not Jeff Foxworthy, it's very difficult to pull off just the mustache. However, that kind of is back in Movember, you know, the mustache November, however it's broken down. If you can rock a mustache, I mean,
I've never tried just the stash. I've never tried
the
it.
true Foxworthy hitter.
Never tried it.
No,
I have.
Really?
Only because I was forced to when I did the, like we talked about last week, the Joe Exotic costume that I shaved my beard into. I then got rid of that and then just had the stash on one of the episodes. And I'll be honest, it did look like I was a bit of a pervert.
Yeah.
A pervert.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Why is the mustache have that stigma?
probably because too many guys with mustaches were bad actors with it.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, maybe that type of facial hair drew a certain type of behavior, which is not the best thing. But I will say, mustache, beards, makeup for your face. We just came off of Halloween. Normally, we look forward on this show. We got to put a pin in Halloween, right?
Yeah.
So, favorite costumes all throughout the country. Art, you did a little digging on this. What'd you find?
So what I found here, this was what was the most popular Halloween costume in Colorado and other states. I'm not going to list all 50, obviously. However, this information did come from an analyst that works with bookies.com, and they were using Google Trend data. Data? Potato.
Yeah.
So
Potato pajamas.
I love pajamas. And so any quick guesses? I don't know if you read it already, but what was Colorado's?
Shit. No, I don't remember.
What do you think it was?
Mortal Kombat.
You already read it.
Well, because I paid attention to the script.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do show
so
prep here.
So
Art.
John, that was a fail.
Yeah.
That was a fail on your
well,
part.
I forgot, okay? I got a lot on my mind.
That's okay. Sometimes I can't pronounce words. Sometimes I got to put it back on you. You didn't even read the script.
Give me all the shit,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But I did do some additional digging, okay? You put a bunch of other states on there. I looked up some others.
Okay.
Utah, Jack Sparrow.
Oh, really?
Still?
Jack Sparrow.
Why, like, why?
Well, I mean, so my home state is Harley Quinn, which is cool, but
Oh, yeah, that's a hot costume.
I mean, it is. I think the best one off this list, though, in my opinion, is West Virginia, Beth Dutton. I mean, we
Yes.
talked about I was going to go as Rip Wheeler last week. Didn't happen. That party just never.
But Oregon gypsies?
I mean,
like I had to put that. It was the only state that had gypsies as a Halloween costume, from the Google Trends.
You know what's fucked up to me? Is Wisconsin, their top one was pirate.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just pirate. But this same article said Dahmer was a really popular costume.
And we had talked
Dahmer's-
about that.
Yeah, Dahmer's from Wisconsin, though.
that's true.
So
That's true.
My thinking is, okay, so Wisconsin is like, no, we don't want to relive Dahmer. That's like a black mark on
Because that was
history.
Milwaukee where you got arrested
Yeah, yeah.
for all that shit.
Yeah. So, but my favorite one was Massachusetts. Dorothy from Wizard of Oz.
See, you would think that would be
Okay.
a Kansas thing, but maybe
you
not.
would. You
No,
would think.
And Kansas was something fucking weird too. It was like Playboy Bunny.
In Kansas?
Yeah.
Well,
'cause,
so
like-
I will tell you this. I think we've talked about this on DCPC. Driving through Kansas, I've seen more adult stores off
Oh,
of I-70 than anywhere else in the
Mike
country.
Birbiglia has a bit about it, and he said you'll go dozens of miles without food or gas, but there's porn.
Yes.
Right? There's
That's
like
Kansas.
a porn store in the middle of nowhere.
That's right.
And you go, whoa, okay. I think people are maybe
There's
a
a
little bit
need out
repressed
here for that.
Whereas
There
in
is.
Massachusetts, it's like, oh no, we want something wholesome. And Wizard of Oz, I'll go on record right here. Wizard of Oz, my all-time favorite movie.
Is it really?
Really?
We were
No
actually
shit.
just talking about what our all-time favorite movies were
We
before
were
the show.
just talking about
what
that.
was it?
Well, for me, it's Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh shit, that's a great choice.
Such a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin likes that.
What's yours, Art?
You know, I have a cycling list.
Okay.
I can't just name one thing my favorite.
You have commitment issues.
I definitely have commitment issues, other than with myself right now. Like I'm trying to get to know me.
Good. All right. Well, we're talking movies earlier this week, and we're also talking Halloween, John Candy Day. In 2020, the mayor of Toronto proclaimed October 31st, 2020, John Candy Day, which would have been his 70th birthday. I saw a bunch of posts on it this year. I didn't know that was a thing that existed. Because, I love John Candy, but he's been dead for a long, long time.
Like
now.
94, 95, somewhere
Yeah,
there.
it was a while ago, probably 25 years ago at least. Yeah, Kev.
Yeah.
I think that's right. But he was one of the warmest, most nuanced, and always hilarious actors out there. Do you guys have favorite John Candy movies?
I do. I have so many. I mean, Uncle Buck, of course, pops into my head.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, my folks love that movie, so they would watch it. I got into it, and it just so many great scenes in that movie. You know, it's a classic. I always think about when he goes into the principal's office. He's like, "Here's a quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face." That's one of the greatest quotes from John Candy and Uncle Buck.
That is cold-blooded and always destroys me. Every single time it comes on, I laugh my ass off at it because he's like, because dried out, brain dead skags like you. And then he flips the quarter at her, have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. Oh my God, what a moment.
Have you seen Uncle Buck, Art?
I know I've seen it. I know I have, man. It's just some of these things like celebrity names and like I'll recognize songs. I know all the lyrics, but I don't know who the artist is.
You don't register it in the same way.
Yeah, just it's not information that I generally want to obtain
Okay.
or retain. And you know, it's like I was talking with Kev, and we were talking a little bit about like Star Wars and how I geek out on that, but it's not, you don't want to fill your brain with that space. So it's like one of those things, sports, celebrities, like, I don't know, man, I'm kind of disconnected from all that stuff.
Yeah, well,
I keep it simple.
Fair enough. One we need to talk about is The Great Outdoors.
Love that movie.
Yeah, so you and me were on the same page. When we were like talking about this segment, we're like, oh shit, The Great Outdoors. Like that
Such
movie.
a good movie.
Every time it's on, I will just like get sucked into it.
I do too. I love the music. I love the storyline. I love Dan Aykroyd's, role in that movie. And then, Big Bear, chase me. There's so many classic moments. The raccoons are partying out there trying to eat all the rubbish.
Yeah, and with like the subtitles.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and so like it's funny because you mentioned the music, and the movie starts with them, with the whole family driving up, and they're all singing, like lip syncing along to take out the papers in the trash. And I'm like, dude, like that's what I want for my family. We're all in the car singing along, excited to go on vacation together. It's like fucking A, like what a picture of family. That's so cool.
It is. You're right. The opening scene grabs you too, isn't it? Aren't they also doing Yakety Yak? Don't come
Well,
back.
yeah, that's take out the papers in the trash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like so that take out the papers and the trash.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get no spending cash. Yeah. What a
Such
fucking
a good movie.
And then dude, the scene that kills me. And I always think about this scene. You remember when Man vs. Food was on Food Network or not Travel Channel?
That was a great show.
Yeah.
He did some amazing things.
But like the old 96er.
Yep.
Where
96-ounce steak. That's a big boy.
That's a lot of beef, man.
That's serious beef.
That's fucking beef.
That's like half a cow type of beef.
Yeah, that's like a side of beef.
I'm 12 to 16-ounce max. Like 96, come on.
That's pushing it.
Yeah, I'm more like 8, dude. Like
Yeah, I guess it depends on the cut.
Yeah, New York strip, you could do a 12.
Yeah, I love New York strip.
Yeah, it's Filet Mignon's very rich though, so you don't want more than like 6 or 8.
I would
like
agree
tops,
with that. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, but anyway, that scene, John Candy, he owns it in that movie. He
does.
great in everything. He's great in Home Alone.
Yep, I was going to piggyback off that.
He's short, like he's doesn't have a ton of time in that. Gus Milne, we sold 623 copies of that.
Yeah.
In Chicago, no, Sheboygan. Very big in Sheboygan.
She's like, I've never heard of it.
I'm sorry, did you say you could help me?
Yeah. Great movie, by the way. That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Well, dude, yeah, and we're getting right into that season, too.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But we're talking food. Art, you got some food news. Where are we going next?
So food news is, you may have heard of Annie's Cafe. Well, they actually
right
closed.
Near my house.
Yeah, they closed. And so what actually is filling up that space now is a Spice Room. And this is a second location for this restaurant. And it's an Indian restaurant, which I'm a huge fan of that food. How do y'all feel about Indian food?
Love Indian food.
Yeah.
I love all the food. I like trying, especially when it's cultural, especially when it's authentic. It's not like a knockoff. If I'm going in and I feel like I'm really tasting a piece of the culture, I'm in. I'll try anything.
What do you guys order when you go to an Indian restaurant?
I kind of like the butter chicken or the tiki marsalas, kind of the some of the Indian curries. It can be kind of good. It's a lot of flavor that I'm not used to eating, so I really like to dive in deep into their culture.
My favorite is the vindaloo. I like it a little spicier. Chicken vindaloo, like that's my jam. And there's a company in town called Elevation Ketchup. Normally, I'm like a Heinz guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't give me your artisan ketchup, but Elevation Ketchup does a vindaloo ketchup, so it's like a little bit of spicy ketchup. And I met that guy one time at like some craft fair, and I go, "Hey, what do you eat this with?" And he goes, "If I'm being honest, I'm just sitting at home. I'm eating it with tortilla chips." And I go, "Oh shit,
Wow.
You and I should be friends."
Just eating ketchup on a tortilla, huh?
And I go, wow, like what a bold choice, but like a moment of radical honesty.
Yeah.
So like the vindaloo flavor, that's my jam.
The vindaloo, yeah, I like the spicy rice. I don't know the name, but it's like they get this big rice plate and make it super spicy. Get some chicken.
You're talking about biryani?
I believe so.
I think it's biryani.
And it's just delicious. But if you really want to go and try this out, and I'm going to quote one of the co-owners here, I believe in quality more than quantity. I don't want to make 15 mediocre restaurants. I want to have 1 or 2 to support my family, take care of my neighbors, and be the best at whatever I'm doing. And so I love that mission statement. I love where their heart's at. And it's on 3100 East Colfax Avenue. So go check it out.
Dude, that's like 7 minutes from my house. I'll be there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Maybe we make a date. Do a date.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do a Happy Friday trip down there and go check it out.
All right, yeah.
Try the food
post
live
it on
action.
social. Follow us on socials. Happy Friday Den, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's go to sports next. Brendan Rodgers, Rocky's second baseman, won his first Gold Glove. He had a space on his mantle for this because he was the best fielder. He won some award when he was like an amateur baseball player, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to save a space for my actual MLB Gold Glove, and he did. and he joins an illuminous list of Rockies. Illuminous? I don't think that's right. But anyway, so he's got DJ LeMahieu. Prestigious. Yeah, that's a good one. Perfect. DJ LeMahieu, Nolan Arenado, Carlos Gonzalez, Troy Tulowitzki. Shout out to Troy Tulowitzki. The reason I wear the Dirtbags hat is because he went to Long Beach State, which is where Tulo played there, along with a guy named Evan Longoria. Great, great players. And who else am I missing? Nafi Perez.
Matt Holliday?
Matt Holliday never won a Gold Glove.
Todd Helton.
Really? Oh, Todd Helton.
Todd Helton won several Gold Gloves. Arenado won a ton. Nafi Perez was a shortstop with the Rockies. I've never seen anyone grab their cup more than him.
Oh, wow.
Literally more times on his jock while he's at bat than anyone I've ever seen play the game. But here's the thing about the Rockies, right? I love the Rockies.
Yeah.
The Rockies came into existence when I was like 11 years old. They're so frustrating because they will get guys like Brendan Rodgers and Nolan Arenado and DJ LeMahieu. And it's like they can never fully put it together. And so it just frustrates the shit out of me as a Denver sports fan. Yeah. It's like, man, I know baseball at altitude is hard, but you can make it work.
Absolutely. I mean, the coaching obviously plays into it. Some of the players being moved around. We talked about.
No, it's the ownership.
Too low. Yeah, I mean, everything trickles down, of course. I mean, 2007. I mean, the run that the Rockies went on to make it into the NL Championship, to advance the World Series, to then have the Red Sox come in and completely sweep them. Still one of the best runs in the National League Series I've ever seen. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
And that wasn't that when was it Holiday that slid in and tore up his chin?
That was game 163.
Okay.
That was one of the most tense games I ever watched. I was at home. And it was like a Monday night, and I was like chain smoking, and I was drinking beers. It went into like the 13th inning, and I went in so hungover the next day. But
it was worth it.
Worth it.
Those sports moments are worth it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, staying in with sports, because seriously, Kev, NASCAR doesn't come across my feed all that often. Like literally, I'm not like it just doesn't enter my field of vision all that frequently. I had so much coverage of apparently a driver named Ross Chastain pull a move that no one had ever seen, and everyone just shit their dicks over it.
Yeah, pretty incredible, man.
Everyone lost it.
And so, like, the fact that I'm hearing about NASCAR news, and I know you run Mash the Gas podcast.
Sure do.
And so, like, you talk about that. I understand it to be a great show. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I listened to it. But I know you're a NASCAR guy. I need you to break this down for me. What happened and why is it so important?
It's incredible, man. Like you said, the move heard around the world. NASCAR doesn't usually make it in. I mean, the last time NASCAR was really mainstream was when Dale Earnhardt Sr. passed away at the Daytona 500. These are the kind of moments in sports that change the way we look at the individual sports. The major highlights that make the Good Morning Americas and all these big shows, right? So I'll make it as quick as I can for the non-NASCAR folks. NASCAR is based off a point system, okay? So Ross Chastain didn't win the race, but what he needed to do is he needed the necessary points to advance to Phoenix to the Final Four championship because we have 4 drivers that are eligible. Okay. Him and Denny Hamlin were battling for position towards the end of the race. Denny's he's running 5th, Ross Chastain's in 10th.
Okay,
right?
And just so you know, I've heard of Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
I had not heard of Ross Chastain before this.
So he's a 6th-generation watermelon farmer.
Wow, okay.
Which is just a fun fact to throw out there. Cool guy, very likable. He's young. He's going to crush it in the sport. I think he might win Phoenix this Sunday. It's possible. So really, the reason that this move was made is because it was the final lap, and they said, Ross, if we don't pick, we have to pass 2 cars. So for folks that don't know NASCAR point systems, every car you pass is worth a point. And he was 2 points to the negative on the cutoff. Denny Hamlin's in, Ross Chastain's out. And he goes, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to pass 2 cars on the last lap without doing something wild. So he sends it down the back straightaway. I'm sure a lot of folks have seen it, and just rode the wall wide open. 5th gear, came around the corner, went from 10th to 5th. From the back straightaway to the start-finish line to overtake Denny Hamlin and advance his way into the Final Four.
Okay.
That's wild.
So my understanding of NASCAR more or less begins and ends with Days of Thunder.
Which is one of my favorite movies ever.
Okay, but, is Rubbin racing?
Rubbin is racing.
Really?
Absolutely.
Right.
There is things that are acceptable. We haven't seen something like this happen before in the sport of NASCAR because this new generation of vehicle that we brought into the sport this year, it's very, very durable. It's sturdier. The old NASCARs, if they would have tried to do that, would have tore the fenders off, blown tires. There's no way that car would have been able to hold wide open on the outside. And he decided to send it. So, and you might remember in Days of Thunder, he goes, if you go to the outside and turn 4, you can hold. And that's basically what Chastain did to come get the checkers and is moving on to Phoenix.
You can hold it, Cole.
Yeah.
I believe it. I know it in my heart.
Such a good movie.
Dude, Robert Duvall Incredible actor.
Epic actor.
All right, moving on. Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead and Wolf Bros descend on the Mission Ballroom this weekend. That has to be exciting for jam band fans. I would not have even had this on my radar had it not been for CityCast Denver, which, again, we've given them shouts before.
Yeah.
They're terrific. Why is Denver such a jam band haven? They did an episode about it. It was terrific. It was really illuminating. Additionally, another podcast I like, The Grolic Saves the World. Adam Caton Holland made his two co-hosts, Andrew and Ben, listen to an entire live Dave Matthews Band CD. Okay, 2 hours at Red Rocks. I myself am not a jam band guy. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys land on this? Grateful Dead, Fish, String Cheese? How do you feel?
I love it. I mean, I like jam bands. I played in a band for a while, so I can appreciate when a band can just come together and jam for 9-10 minutes sometimes. That's why I do like Dave Matthews. Ted Nugent's Stranglehold. That's a 9-10 minute just
I don't
jam
think people
song.
would call Ted Nugent jam band.
He's not a jam band, but like that song kind of has that feel to it, where it just is this going to end? You know, is this going to? When I think jam band, I think like
I think the same thing, Kevin, but in a different flavor.
Yeah. It's like we're rocking out for the next 10 minutes. Everyone's picking up on the tempo, the drummers, the bass players, the guitar players. Like, when are we soloing? I love that jam band feel because it really expresses true musicianship, I feel like.
All right.
So I'll say yes to live. Like, you're there, you're in the crowd, everyone's feeling it. It's this cool groovy feel. Like, you feel like you're the bee's knees, like you're a jive cat or something, and like you're just out there jamming along. But as far as am I gonna play this stuff in my car when I'm driving? Probably not. I'm probably not gonna do that. But I still have respect for the music, and that's how I feel about it, man.
All right,
I'll go check it out live.
Look, man, as a reformed punk kid, like no, seriously, because like when you're punk rock, you go through a phase where it's either punk or it's total garbage and total bullshit. Okay, and that's very limiting and just such an awful, awful worldview. So I've had to work really hard not to yuck someone else's yum here. And so, like, that's really, really important to me. Mm-hmm. So I'll just say jam band stuff, not for me. Like, anyone who wants to go, I'm sure this is going to be a really exciting show. Like when John Mayer and the Grateful Dead do that whole thing up at Folsom. Yeah. Like, you won't find me there, but if it's for you, phenomenal. Just please don't ask me to go.
Okay. I can respect that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to put things out there, like Winnie the Pooh events that necessarily we wouldn't attend, but we're letting the people know.
The fact that you equated me with Pooh, I still count as a personal insult, and you're going to pay for it.
You're totally witty.
I'm going to fucking kill you for that. All right, but you got the next segment. Where are we going?
Oh, man, we're going sky high on this one. If you're into aviation, if you're into dominant power in the air, if you're into that, well, look to the night skies and you probably won't see anything, but you'll hear it because
what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about there's fighter jets that will be in the Denver area at doing nighttime sky training exercises. All right, and these are F-16 Fighting Falcon aircraft. All right, this is going from November 1st until the 17th, as late as 10 p.m. So if you're hearing fighter jets, that's what's going on. They're practicing, and this is part of the Colorado Air National Guard. Salute to the troops, baby.
Yeah, and obviously the Space Force as well is involved, right? Mm-hmm. Coming out of Buckley, which is pretty cool. We had the privilege to visit Centennial and take a look at some of the F-18s that were out on the tarmac, and that was just really cool to appreciate the power of those things.
They're huge.
Anytime I hear them, because I live so close to Centennial, when I hear those things coming over my apartment, it makes me so excited to hear the raw power and just know that they're in the sky ripping, tater, chipping.
It's amazing how big these aircraft actually are, and so once you go stand next to them,
epic.
And we were getting all these schematics because we were with an aviation expert, and it's just amazing the amount of fuel that goes in these things, and it was so cool. I kind of geek out on a little bit of that.
Well, dude, anyone who's willing to dedicate themselves to protecting this country and basically dedicating themselves to our freedom, infinite respect from me. Like, incredible. My dad's a veteran, so literally anyone who's willing to do this is so cool. And plus, man, like as someone who my only understanding of aviation comes from like Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
But like
epic.
But I mean, like, a great movie, I know, or I understand abstractly what these guys have to go through, the amount of training, the amount of physical fitness, and what they put their bodies through. It's cool that it happens here. I used to go to spring training a lot with, you know, my parents had a place in Tucson back when it was there, and you'd see like these F-16s and F-14s, like, so the older models, you'd see them like over the horizon, like just doing like maneuvers and dogfighting exercises and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Badass.
It is.
So like the fact that it's happening here is really, really cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
All right, so holidays coming up. Kev,
Yeah.
where are people going for the holidays?
They're coming here to Denver. This is a holiday hotspot, guys.
No shit.
I mean,
People coming to Denver, get right out of town.
It's unbelievable. Who would have guessed? Who would have thought?
I wish they all would get right out of town.
Yeah,
no,
of
no,
course.
I'm joking. We need the tourism.
Well,
that's
dude,
good for the
and your
economy.
town could be going the other way, right? You could be living in upstate New York or like the Rust Belt or something where people are leaving, and your town sucks.
That's
right?
true. I mean,
is
other than
true.
maybe like Buffalo, New York, you know, they have a pretty good football team right now. And
Oh yeah, Bills Mafia.
as a Patriots fan, I don't like that. But we're getting off topic now. Denver is the holiday hotspot for a couple of reasons. And I think people have always viewed Denver, they kind of confuse it a little bit too with the ski country, right?
Oh, yeah.
Folks that haven't been there think, oh, Aspen just got hit with 4 feet of snow. Like, oh, Denver's crushed, right?
Yeah, they think-
That's typically,
Yeah,
and I thought the
Aspen's
same
4
thing.
hours away, yeah.
Exactly. I thought the same thing when I lived in New England. But, you know, research has now said folks want to come to Denver because they want to experience the holidays here, right? Especially folks that maybe don't live in a snowy, wintry climate. This is a great city to come out. There's
That
great
makes sense.
scenery with the Rocky Mountains, right? It makes sense why folks want to come out here. And you know, the trends are showing that this is going to be a pretty snowy winter. If you know. To look at La Nina, you look at some of the weather patterns and everything that's coming in. It's going to be windy. It's going to be snowy. But, you know, the Farmer's Almanac and some of these forecasting guys are not always right. Look, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Masson here. I might fuck this up. I'm going to tell you right now. But the fact remains is that people are banking off the fact that they can come to Denver, they can have a snowy Christmas, if you want to have a white Christmas. But that's still a roll of the dice. I mean, as Denver
It is.
natives,
Yeah.
you guys know that's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas is usually nice. Like Halloween is usually when it snows. At least when
Usually.
we were growing up.
Yeah, it would like always snow on Halloween.
But this
Yeah.
year, Halloween was beautiful. Like, it was
was.
great. I was out with my
nice.
kids, and like the weather was like 60 degrees. I go, well, fuck yeah. Like, why didn't I have more of this when I was a kid? And then Christmas is usually like very nice, very sunny. White Christmas doesn't always happen here. So
That's true.
We'll see.
If
That's
you're
true.
up in the mountains, you have a better chance of having that white Christmas. However, it's tough to get in there. You know,
Yeah.
it's expensive. You know, the drive up, you got all the skiers and stuff. I'm not a big fan of driving in the mountains during the wintertime. That's just me.
I would agree.
This is not my favorite time of year. So my wife and I divide the year into 2 parts.
Okay.
There's the good part of the year, which is about opening day of baseball season to Halloween. And then we call it the slightly less good part of the year because good things still happen. We don't want to call it the bad part of the year. It's not
Yeah.
the bad part of the year.
It's just
There's
not.
tons of
It's
cool
just not
shit.
as good.
It's just not as good. Like, we're better parents when our kids can go outside too.
Yes.
Well, and then it gets dark at like 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
That's coming
you
this
have
weekend.
Seasonal affective disorder, and so it's the less good part of the year. So
Yeah.
we just transitioned into that. So I struggle this time of year.
I would agree, and I don't really like the cold weather as a
Yeah.
New England native. Now living in Denver, Colorado,
enough.
I just don't really. It's not my favorite thing, man. I like the heat. I strive in the heat. Can't wait to be in Phoenix, Arizona this weekend.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, that leads us in nicely. What are you guys up to this weekend? And then let's prep Denver for what's going on this weekend. What are you guys up to?
So Art and I are out of here. We are going to Phoenix, Arizona. NASCAR media passes ready to go. We're going to the NASCAR Championship. We're going to be covering the event. Very excited. Obviously, we just talked about my passion for NASCAR.
How many people are going to be there?
About 150,000.
Holy fuck. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's outside of FIFA, it's the #1 spectator sport in the world.
Yeah, okay. I believe that. Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
just incredible. It's so much fun. There's so much energy. It's the championship, guys. We just saw what Ross Chastain did. Art and I are going to be down there, man. I can't wait for Art to see his first championship NASCAR
well,
race.
and I can't wait to meet Jeff Davis in person. He is Kevin's co-host on Mash the Gas podcast,
Yeah, he'll be there with
NASCAR's
us.
podcast. And I've honestly only been to one practice event, so I haven't really seen them go around, and that was thrilling to watch, and that was years and years ago. So to be going to the championship, I don't even know what I'm in for, but I'm ready for it.
We'll recap it next
yeah,
time.
I'm ready for it.
Good for you, man. All right. I myself, so tonight, Friday, I'm having some friends over. We're doing music video theater.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
I ever told you what music video theater is?
No, but I want to know.
Okay, so each of us, so there's 4 of us, each of us picks 10 music videos. We curate them any way you want. I put them into a list, and then we all drink some beers. We all enjoy whatever it is we enjoy, and we watch them in order. It is one of the most fun things I do.
I love the sound of that.
That sounds like a great night.
It's phenomenal. It's the 9th time we've done it.
That's terrific.
So, like, I number them. I have them all in a spreadsheet. I'm like the bookkeeper for it. I mean, you guys, that can't be surprising to you guys.
No, not surprising at all.
So, you need someone who's like a nerd about it. And so, this is our 9th one.
You're the perfect man for the job.
I cannot fucking wait.
That sounds like fun, man.
It's been a long time since we've done it. Other than that, I have like my daughter's friend has a birthday party, so I'm doing parent shit.
Doing some
like
dad
I
stuff.
am like every single one. What can Denver do this weekend?
There's some good stuff going on, guys. I mean, if you're feeling a little bit, you're feeling a little romantic, we got some hiking for couples. A little love and hiking day. It's going on both Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be up at in Westminster, as some of the
Westminster.
Westminster. See, guys,
No, not minister.
I'm not a Colorado native. You got to forgive.
Minster.
Yeah. So if you want to do love hiking, you can do that this weekend. That sounds like some fun.
Do some love hiking. That's how everyone calls it, right?
Love hiking.
Hey, if you're really into craft, if you like crafting, you like being a creator, well, it is the 38th annual craft fair at Smoky Hill High School. So maybe go out there. Maybe you bring some clay with you. I don't know. What are you woodworking? What are you doing? Are you a plaster person? What kind of stuff do you want to create?
Maybe you're doing the model cars where we used to race those. Those were always fun.
That was fun. That was fun.
Cool, yeah.
I did some of that when I was back in the day at Boy Scouting.
Yeah, Boy Scouts.
I had that in 7th grade shop.
So fun.
Yeah, always a good time. Cars and Broncos at Empower Field. That's Saturday, November 5th at 11 a.m. We got a cook-off, chili cook-off at Resolute Tap and Cellar. Also Saturday, 10 a.m. I imagine you probably needed to register for that if you wanted to submit some chili, but if you want to go taste some chili.
That'd be fun. We were talking about chili with Kylie Burris, and that would be a lot of fun to get involved with.
Who's cheating and getting the Wendy's chili and bringing it over there? I know somebody's doing it.
Wendy's chili is not. I'm sorry, it's not going to compete.
It's not great.
I don't know, man.
It's not terrible, but
somebody's
it's not
going to cheat.
Competition worthy.
Somebody's going to cheat.
There's always going to be cheating.
Someone should bring Bull and Bush green chili.
Ooh.
And just like, no, I made this. It's like, no, I had that at Bull and Bush.
Delicious, delicious. And finally, John, we actually have some New Era wrestling in town this weekend for the Bird Brawl. That sounds like some fun. I mean, it starts at $15. You can go down and see some, some kind of local yokel wrestling.
Dude, check out local wrestling. So New Era is here in town. They're great. I think Revolution. No, wait a minute. Is it Revolution in town? There's also Lucha Libre and Laughs. But New Era does great work. Really, really cool that you can go check out wrestling. It's hard here in Denver because we don't cultivate a ton of wrestling talent. Just because, like, if you're going to do a show here, where's your next one going to be? Like 5 hours down in Albuquerque? 9 hours to Kansas City? Like, where are you going to go? That's why so much wrestling comes out of the East Coast, because like you can do 5 shows in New York and then just go a couple hours down to Philly.
True.
And a couple hours down to D.C. But most importantly here, so it's Friday, right?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
But the polls close on Tuesday. And so Colorado is a vote by mail state. I already voted by mail here, okay? So I voted today as we record this. It is important to vote. And people tend to focus on national politics. I think that is misguided. Like voting for president, voting for Senate, voting for governor, those are all important races. Where the rubber meets the road, get involved in your local politics. And I will tell you this. And so, literally, dead on. There are no school board races going on, but they are trying to close my children's school. And so that is a school board race. I don't like what's happening. And elections have consequences, no matter how you vote, no matter what you care for. Like, literally, guys, we're not going to tell anyone how to vote, ever.
Absolutely not.
But getting civically engaged is really, really important to me. As someone who has worked in public policy now for 15 years, this kind of thing is really important. So whatever you do, just vote, make your voice heard, and pay attention to your local politics. Find out who your state representative is. Find out who your city council person is. Find out who your county commissioner is. And no matter what, just find out and vote your values and get after it.
I agree. And there's a lot of propositions going on the ballot. My day job's in the liquor biz.
They affect you with that, yeah.
So Prop 124, 5, and 6 are obviously something that could affect my day job, but, everybody needs to vote as they, see fit. Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. Just kind of pay attention. It's not something you got to dedicate a lot of time to. Just take a little time, get involved with your local community, vote, get out, be active.
Yeah, if you're willing to sit here and complain about things all the time, but you're not willing to cast a vote, then I'm just going to say that that's being lazy. Yeah. So get out there if you have opinions and go ahead and try to do something to change the things that you don't like.
Make it happen. We're never going to tell you how we vote. We're never going to tell you how to vote. We're just going to encourage you to get out there and make your voice heard. That's what Happy Friday is all about. We're all about good vibes. And if you want to create the community that you want, make your voice heard, right?
Couldn't be better said, John.
All right, fantastic. Let's get out of here. Happy Friday Den on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. Mile High Life is where you find all the best pods, and it is all about Denver. What else can I say except for the best Denver band that exists, the Fricashinas? Play us out, Justin.